Logan here. Today we are learning about chess. You can watch my other videos now, but this is the next time. I haven't done a show in a while, so let's just get started. This right here is the board. And this is where the pieces go when they're like moving around. But I'm gonna tell you about the pieces and how they move. Starting with a rook. A rook is one of the major pieces. I just want to let you know that I will do a really fun secret afterwards, but I'm not going to announce it. So the rook moves forward and backward and to the sides. So the rook can move like that and that. I think you've got this rook down. I'll just put it here. And this is a king. It's a major piece. It's the most powerful pieces in the game. The goal in the game is to annihilate the enemy king. So let's say if you're black and you have a rook right here, 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 the king is probably gonna get destroyed. But this can capture it. We're gonna get to captures later, so you don't even. So we learned about kings and rooks. There's a white side and a black side. The white side always goes first. And this is a pawn. Pawns go up on their first move, or one on their first move. This is why I'm going to tell the big secret. When you march up to a pawn to your side of the board, it becomes useless. Just kidding. It doesn't become useless, but gets a different use. But that will be told on different parts. There's 8 pawns on the board. This piece is a bishop. Let's say if it's on a dark square, it can move to like diagonally. But it's restricted to only the dark squares. If it's a light square bishop, it's restricted to light squares. It can't go like here. To move like a rook, this is what it has to do. See, look, it has to go right here, then 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 right here. That's a bishop. We already queen. Actually, we didn't learn about the queen yet. So this is a bishop. This is another bishop. Pawns, king. This is a queen. It's the most powerful piece. The queen can move on the diagonals, but that's not all. It can move on the straight. It's really powerful, told ya. Huh? But when a pawn marches all the way up to the other side of the board, bam, it becomes a queen. Or any other piece that has already been captured, unless it's like a game on the screen. Okay, it's gonna dump out everything we already learned about until we learn about the hardest piece to move in the entire chess kingdom. We learned about rooks first, but I saved the best for last. All right, finally, this is a knight. It's the hardest piece to move in Chess Kingdom. It moves 2 up and 1 to the side. So basically it has any number of squares as the king can move to. So let's start the game. This is how it goes. As you're expecting, all the pawns, which are the weakest foot soldiers, are up here on both sides, because they're the guardians of everything. It would be a really good award for them to become a queen. But you have to pass all these defenses first. The king is the goal, so it basically goes in the middle. Yep, this king goes in the middle too, although it will look a bit different there. And the queen goes right next, because royalty's always in the middle sometimes, right? And this queen, see, it looks like king, queen on this side, but it looks like queen, king on this side. But that's okay. And here are the extra queens if a queen promotion happens. The bishops are the consulars, or so they go right next to the royalty, of course. And the knights, the rooks actually conquer, the rooks actually squeeze in at the edges. And you'll know why soon. But the knights go where the last open squares are. And now you know how to play on the board. But now let's go to capturing. This is really hard. You know, pawns can go up here and here, but when there's something right next to it, you can capture it. I mean, diagonal from it. So what is the best move for white? If you guess capturing this queen, you are correct. And bishops take place of what square are they captured. Knights actually can jump over other pieces. But you can't do that move like that. And queens take the space of whatever thing they do. That's a bad idea, because then the queen would take the queen, or the king would take. So now the king can take this pawn. If there's a pawn right next to it, it cannot take the pawn, because if it would, the king would get captured by an enemy pawn. Enemy pawns. Pawns are actually the strongest. But with knights, they capture whatever square they land on. But this is the tricky thing, the trickiest with pawns. So this is the trickiest. You can capture this queen. Actually, you already know that. Never mind. So it's the most annoying thing in chess. Checks. Check. You gotta move your king or capture that piece. There's a thing in chess. It's called CPR. CPR stands for capture, protect, run. So if the king is, say, out here and the queen is right here, this king would be in danger from getting captured. So if there's a pawn right here, it would be able to capture it. But don't get me wrong. You can also protect, like that. But you can also run your king around. That's what a check is. But I'm gonna clear off the board. Actually, I'm not gonna clear off the board. That was bad. Are you excited to learn about en passant? You probably are. That's not yet. So, the most frequent checkmate in the game is if you move this pawn up too. That's a famous book move. But if you move this, it's not that great. Because if a queen is right here, this would be the forced. Actually, sometimes that moves great. But if you move this pawn up, and they move this pawn up, that's actually great. Because if this pawn moves up, boom! Checkmate. The king cannot escape the check. They should have made a breathing hole so they could get out. So their king is doomed. But I'm going to show you another checkmate. That's in the end game. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's the opening, middle game, and end game. The opening is when all the pieces get out. The end of the opening is when all the pieces are out. The end and the middle game is the most action-packed. The middle game ends when the queens are traded off. Then it's the end game. The end game ends when your opponent gets checkmated. So let's say there's two queens. Watch. Wolf Black did this. Then they get an extra queen. I just did this. That is a really great move for Black. Because then, check. It's probably check. And then check. This king can't take the queen because then the queen would take it. So now it has to go up here. Check. Can't take. It has to go up. Or here. Check. It has to go down here. Check. The king is doomed. So we'll just go down here. And then, after that, checkmate. Just mate on D8. You can't run. The king is doomed, including if it takes that queen. That king is in checkmate. Can't move here because of queens. See? Now it's time for the piece guess. This is gonna be hard. All right. Can you guess which one is the bishop? You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. The answer is this. You always know because this part looks like a bishop hat. Which one is the queen? 3, 2, 1. Actually, a bishop is worth 3 points. The one that's a queen is this. The queen is worth 9 points. 1. All right, which one is the knight? 1, 2, 3, 5. All right, this is the knight. Now, guess which one the king is? 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is 3 points. Actually, the king is this one. The king is worth the game. Right. Which one is the rook? 1, 2, 3. It's this one. Rooks are worth 5. And pawns are worth 1. Last but not least, pub quiz. Alright, pub quizzes happen whenever they just happen, so sorry if you don't like it, but what is the goal of the game? 3, 2, 1. It's to checkmate your opponent, and checkmate means check the king, but a king get out of danger. Here. But I hope you like. If you use, please like and subscribe. And stay tuned for more of my amazing show.